There might be a situation where you can't figure out your role in something, and it may turn out it's just not for you. It might be even something like, as you listen to this video, it will remind you of a situation that maybe a friend or a family member is in, or something that you used to be involved in that you've really moved on from. But I think and I wanted to say too, that not every reading will resonate with all of you. It can't. There are many thousands of people, it blows my mind, watching a reading, and I'm drawing on your energy. But, I think how it works is the messages come through for the people who most need to hear them. They speak the loudest to, I don't know how it works, but I do know that it's important to decipher in the readings and in your life what's not for you. Because there are things that are for you, and if you're clouded by being pulled in every direction by things that are maybe to do with the people around you, but not with you, I just get this feeling that you need to protect yourself from this, whatever it is that's pulling you off center. Page of Wands. It may be directing you. Wands energy can be directional on a new path. Like you reach some sort of dead end and you're turning around to find the new path that actually gets you there. Through. Okay, yeah, and this is a karmic path. Wheel of Fortune. Something that you're destined, should you choose it, should you decide to walk it, it will lead you somehow into a destiny that the universe is kind of opening for you. It's divine timing. Something's aligning that opens an aperture. That Wheel of Fortune often looks to me like the combination of a safe or something where the tumblers finally land in the right place and it opens up and there's an opportunity to walk right through. I think it's something you approach with curiosity. Is this right for me? Is this where I'm headed in this direction? And there's a little bit of apprehension, am I up to the task? It's a page energy. Because this is big, big energy, archetypal. Does my story lead me here? Does my personal path align with some kind of big change on this level of the psyche? It's almost like a new neural pathway. It's not the path you've carved out before. This is divine timing. Something new is opening up. What's this Wheel of Fortune about? Wow, I'll say Death card. Whole new path. Major, major transformation. And in part, what you're stepping into are these, the forces in your psyche and in the collective unconscious is kind of drawing you in. You may be a page, you may be on the beginning of this journey, but Wheel of Fortune always implies a change, and a change for the better. So whatever this transformation is, the end of something and the beginning of something new. Carving the new path. King of Swords. It's something you're clear about. You can see it clearly. You understand something, as you walk along the path. You kind of make the path by walking the path, and it clears away things that might have been impeding your the big energies of forward movement. It's something you've done, one's energy, that's kicked the wheel. And you can see it clearly. And it does involve a certain stepping back. Ow. 9 of Swords. I think what I'm getting now is, and I don't know if it'll be borne out, but that this air sign person is understanding that you're carving out you're walking away. Or you're entering new territory that maybe they're concerned, they think they won't be able to follow. And it's causing them great anxiety, keeping them up at night. What don't I don't get it. What don't I understand about this? Why is this person heading in a different direction? They're full of anxiety because they don't know why. They don't know why or how you've changed. I think they have the feeling that they can't follow you where you're going. Like they don't have the chops. Where you're going, you're in divine feminine energy. And I see all the rune symbols around. You're comfortable in the mystery. That's your home. You're grounded. You're authentic. You're following the path that something is destined for you. Something is opened up for you because you've changed. And I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think this person thinks that you're leaving them. That they didn't measure up somehow. And you're brave enough to go it on your own. Okay, Sun card. Sun card and bottom of the deck is 3 of Swords. And 4 of Cups. This is a card of yearning, there was something, a potential connection that this person thinks that they've lost. This King of Swords person still thinks about this connection. Sword energy, they think about it. And they envision this potential love that perhaps they felt like was beyond their reach. It always distracted them. It's like, here's King of Swords. This person has a book in their hand. you know, they're trying to focus on the task at hand, but what keeps popping up is their feelings for this person they feel like is walking away. Because they've transformed. That in that Cups energy, Scorpio, you know, they closed out a cycle. They're entering a new path. It's in alignment with what the cosmos has in mind for them. And what's in the mind, King of Swords, of this person, that keeps interrupting them as they're trying to, you know, he's holding the book. It's like they're trying to concentrate on something else. And in pops this feeling of yearning and anxiety. Sun card on Empress. I think they know that you were their happiness. We have divine masculine, divine feminine energies here, Empress and Sun. Sun being an active principle of revelation, here I am. It kind of smacks of ego a little bit, like I'm at the center of the, you know, everything revolves around me. Somebody was up in their ego. I'm not sure that's right, though. On Page of Wands, Judgment. Walk in the new path. New life. Judgment card. Everybody coming up out of the coffins. You know, the remnant old life is being shaken off. Because new life calls. And somebody's going to follow it. Follow that intuition that this new thing is what they're supposed to be doing and heading toward. And that the universe will facilitate this. You know, you've kicked the wheel, and the universe is responding with, good on you. You're waking up. And I think this other person, because I think it is the other guy, can't quite wake up. They're in a kind of liminal place between sleeping and waking, and it's not comfortable. It scares them. And it might be even like the happiness that you represent that seems unattainable now, Four of Cups, but keeps intruding on their consciousness. You know, it reveals itself to them at every turn. They can't, you know, they can't kind of escape the vision of who they didn't connect with. On Death card, Three of Swords. Well, I think that this Page of Wands person is somehow like spinning straw into gold. You know, there's this hurt or memory of hurt. Something really pierced them to the quick. But it ended up in this transformation of their ability to feel or what they feel. They're no longer feeling the pain. They've spun it into gold somehow. Okay, on Nine of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. That's the kind of environment that the Empress creates. Creative, abundant, caretaking, nourishing. And I think that this King of Swords feels like something they said or some mistake that they made this connection inaccessible to them. Four of Cups. So they're overthinking it. They just can't even get any rest, sleeping or waking, because this keeps on intruding in and they're trying to stand back and be analytical about it, but the feelings keep butting in, rising up. They feel like they cut themselves off from abundance, that they hurt the person they loved the most. Scorpio energy, I put an end to something I should have moved forward on. And they're feeling that they have a great, like the ending is reverberating in their brain. They can't shake it off. They can't forget the generosity. And, this is Taurus Libra. This is Venus energy. It's divine feminine. It's loving and accepting. And it may just be Empress is moving on a new path toward her own happiness, perhaps toward another divine masculine. Or that's what this King of Swords is afraid of, Nine of Swords. That they miss the opportunity. How did they miss the opportunity? I mean, they're obviously, they couldn't hang for some reason. And maybe at the instant that this thing hurt, their own heart hurt, they just called the code. Pain, forget it, I'm out. They were afraid. It was a failure of courage. They didn't want to feel anything. They didn't want to feel pain, so they cut off all feelings and tried to just be this analytical King of Swords. I'll stand back from this and analyze it, even from my own yearning. Four of Cups. Oh, wow. Seven of Swords. I'm sorry, Five of Swords. I always see it as a kind of PTSD card. The battle is over, but this person is still on the battlefield, kind of thinking, what have I done? What have I won? What just happened? In sword energy. And this guy is hanging on to one sword. So there is a kind of truth, but they've got their hands full. They're overthinking, they're overwhelmed. Five of Swords, Nine of Swords. They can't somehow disengage from what can't they disengage from? Eight of Cups, well, it looks like they are disengaging because they're following their heart now. The battle's over. They're being drawn to follow, it's Cups energy. It's the path of their heart, of their feelings. Here they get this sort of vision of it. This thing that keeps popping up this feeling that keeps popping up in their restless mind. They're being drawn kind of away from, Five of Swords, fives indicate a need for change. They're leaving the battlefield. And I'm curious, is this what they did to Divine Feminine? I'm inclined to say yes, because this is a 3 card. And this is 3 in Major Arcana. I think they broke away from their Divine Feminine, thinking it was the right thing to do, thinking it, King of Swords, standing back, analyzing the situation, trying to focus on something else. Perhaps on everything they could have had with this Empress person. So they're ruminating, 9 of Swords, all the questions. And finally they break out of that overthinking and follow their heart. Is it this one? 10 of Cups. I mean, boy, they're on a quest now. They may have won some kind of argument or somebody may have said, I'm leaving, and they got a big pushback from somebody else. Or likewise, Empress left. And suddenly they drop their guard, 5 of Swords, their combative state of mind, and they are pulled to follow their heart. I mean, this is where they are headed. Where they feel drawn to, they're walking the path now too. Page of Wands kind of leads the way. Could be a Leo. They're moving, the Divine Feminine is moving forward to their own happiness, answering some sort of celestial call to change. And they've spun their pain into gold. Into gold. They've built up their own resources. They love themselves. They trust themselves. They do not chase. They go in pursuit of their own happiness. Page of Wands, Sun card. And then this other person drops their guard and follows. They suddenly know it. Sword energy, what's at stake? Something's revealed to them about Divine Feminine. On Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess. I think perhaps the Leo is following their own light, their own path. And it's a path to new life. It's an intuitive path, High Priestess. I think this person is going to try to follow. To also enter this aperture. To try to somehow make it under the wire. That Wheel of Fortune can speak to divine timing. I think this person spent a long time trying to distance themselves, King of Swords, from their own pain and from the memory of the hurt that they did to Divine Feminine. I think they're very guilty. So it made them defensive, 5 of Swords. And then suddenly, somehow, the feelings broke through. They broke through. This person couldn't concentrate. Couldn't stand back anymore. Couldn't stay objective. They were like swept up. And again, we have this portal image in High Priestess, these two pillars. They, I think, are now willing to enter the mystery, to follow their intuition. I mean, to me, that's what High Priestess is all about. She's the mystic. She, he, they. It's the one who has gained access to the mystery of emotion, the mystery of connection. She, like she, he, they, whoever was the person who took the initiative to follow their intuition, their light, into this new life. And this other person wants to follow. 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups, High Priestess, wants to go through this portal too. And there's something about, because wands are fast, this person has to catch up. They're like marching double time, something like that. They may have been dragging their feet before, kind of, woe is me. And now they're going to go double time. Okay? They're going to go double time. Oof. 10 of Swords. Well, that's a painful ending, but it is an ending, which is good news, because there was some lousy sword energy here. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords. 9 of Swords. And now there's an end to that cycle. Boy, there's a light come in. I can see the prism on the face. And there's something prismatic about this. I mean, yes, this person has been sort of flatlined, but in come these downloads now. Almost like something that shocks their heart back into action, back into beating. They were flatlined, and now they're waking up to new life. The old cycle is over, the cycle of fear and doubt and pain and mistrust and, argument. And there's something about it's almost like these swords penetrate and let the light in. It's prismatic. Look at that. I like that. It's a crystal in my window, but I think it's like this person is sort of seeing the full spectrum. They're not overthinking anymore. But it was a painful, it was like their heart stopped. And then it got, the universe put the paddles on. Shock them back to life, something like that. King of Cups. I think they moved into their feeling, they're feeling their feelings now. And that was an uncomfortable place for them because they were all about thinking their way through things, overthinking. King of Cups feels deeply, but isn't entirely comfortable with that because, they're vulnerable to being hurt. Cups energy. Their pain somehow opened their heart. Like the overthinking days are over. Done with that. Is it this one? Magician. They did it for themselves. They may have been motivated. They may have been motivated by this person who took the lead, Divine Feminine. Motivated, Wands energy, inspired by Divine Feminine to to break free, to follow, the new pathway to new life, putting an end to this cycle of pain and separation. Like the feelings come to the fore, and they go from this Five of Swords resistance, that changes into a softening of the heart. Pursuing connection, dedicating themselves to that. It's in their control. They have everything they need. To manifest this. And I think what they're manifesting, because this is the one card, they're manifesting for themselves the ability to move forward also. Page of Wands, Eight of Cups. They're following Divine Feminine's lead. I read somewhere that Divine Feminine, not necessarily the gender female, but it's inescapable, this light. It's sort of like, this is inescapable. They get it now. They understand Divine Feminine. So they're trying to catch up. And they were inspired by Divine Feminine, but they did it for themselves. The one card. This is the life they wanted to manifest for themselves. This is the path they want to walk. They've undergone this massive transformation on the level of connection, of feelings, of emotion, and they're willing to feel the hurt in order to find the joy. And we get that again and again and again. It's inescapable. Every time they try to think about something else, this feeling pops back up. And they finally kind of surrender to it, I think. And they drop the combative stance and move toward happiness, connection, putting an end to the painful cycle, opening their heart. Six of Cups. This is a soulmate relationship. Somebody coming back or remembering a past life. Could be almost like a past life recognition. I've been here before, kind of deja vu. I remember it now. I'm waking up from this nightmare, overthinking, to waking up to kind of the abundance that life has to offer. And it has a whole lot to do with Divine Feminine and somehow the inescapable light. They can't unsee it now. And they're going to try to manifest the connection. And it sort of implies back again the return of somebody. And we are in Mercury retrograde, which can imply a return. Like, here we are fighting and combative and kind of in PTSD mode. And then suddenly our heart wakes up. So we're like pulled onto that path. And I think who we find there is the soulmate. And I think it's the other person who finds that they remember who they are and who you are to each other. They remember. At first it freaks them out. Because they know I think they know sword energy. They did Empress, dirty? Yeah, maybe. They were defensive. They wanted to fight. They were fighting their feelings big time. And it just was inescapable. You were the light of their life. And again, this may not be your reading. You know, I don't want to imply all of us get to walk into the light. All of us will find our happiness and our soulmate. Some of us will, because it's divine timing. The mystery of connection will open up. And I think this person will come in under the wire. For some of us, perhaps for somebody we know, for a soulmate of ours, I mean, you got to kind of blur the boundaries a little bit. Blur the boundaries. Step into the mystery. Alrighty, tighty. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Go like this if you haven't already. Subscribe, it's free. Hit the notification bells if you want to know when I upload. That's what subscribing does, basically, is it boosts the channel and it lets you know when I'm posting something. And you don't have to. You can say, I'd rather not be notified. That's fine. It's in your hands, you know, whether you watch or not, whether you like it, whether you relate to it. But I hope this reads for you because it looks like a good one. Walk your own path. If they're meant for you, if they can see it, if they can understand it, if they can feel it in their heart, they'll follow.